Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another royal news video. So before I get on to the royal stuff, I've got to talk to you about the weekend. Glorious sunshine obviously is here now, which is wonderful. I'm super happy because it means my lavender bush outside is now covered in lots of fluffy bumble butts, otherwise known as bumblebees. I've got honeybees, I've got butterflies, and I'm really happy. I was getting really concerned at the lack of bees and hoverflies and butterflies and dragonflies because we have had such a torrential summer thus far. So you will not hear me complaining that it's too hot even for a moment. Now on Saturday, it was my mother-in-law's birthday. Well, it was technically Sunday, but we decided to go to Arundel, one of our favourite places. And when we were down there, I discovered a local artist who, of course, happens to create wonderful pieces of art with bees. These are the two pieces that I've got. I've got a bee and a bear, so it's just a winner for me. Bees and bears, and then this one. Now, this is so clever. When you look at the pollen, it looks like it's shot off the picture frame. He said to me he actually did this by accident and realised that it looked really good, so now he continues to do that. This is his Instagram account if any of you guys are interested in checking out his artwork. So what have we got today in today's Royal Roundup? Well, we didn't quite get the visit to the Olympics with the Prince and Princess of Wales and Prince George and Princess Charlotte, which the newspapers had reported on that they might be making an appearance. Now, whilst Catherine and William didn't actually make the visit themselves over to Paris, they did appear on a lovely video that was made by Kensington Palace, which featured lots of famous faces and former sporting stars. But the video took off. Royal Twitter had a meltdown. Why? Because Prince William had a beard. First of all, you had the Sussex squad saying, oh, Prince William is just copying Prince Harry. You even had a royal reporter, Richard Eden, that turned around and said something just as ridiculous. Prince William, being the older brother of Prince Harry, actually has been growing stubble for many more years than his younger brother, and Prince William was the first one out of the two of them to ever have a beard. And also, get a grip, it's a beard. The beard, however, on Prince William, ding dong, ladies and gentlemen, he just looks fantastic. Now, not only was this more of a relaxed look for Prince William, he was wearing an Olympic polo shirt and he was stood alongside his wife as they gave the message, but they looked tanned, they looked healthy, they looked relaxed. Catherine, Princess of Wales, looks wonderful. She's looking a little bit fuller in the face from where we had seen her previous months back, and I'm just so glad to see her. Just occasionally, I'll take occasionally, I really miss her face, and those two look like that they're having a lovely summer holiday with whatever it is that they're up to. So from the excitement of seeing Catherine and William, I have to say I was actually genuinely excited about someone else who appeared on that video. He's the only reason why I have been logging into Olympic news over the past week, and that is Snoop Dogg. He made the Olympics as far as I was concerned. Genuinely, I wasn't interested that much in the Olympics. I watched some of the synchronized swimming, I watched some of the gymnastics because that is just truly incredible. I did see the Australian breakdancing, no comment. I love you, Australia, my family's in Australia, but needless to say, as it turns out, they've decided to now remove breakdancing from the Olympics. But Snoop Dogg has made appearances every single day. I mean, he's carried the Olympic torch, he swam with Michael Phelps, he's provided an amusing commentary for the badminton, he got dressed up for the equestrian events with his good friend Martha Stewart. Who knew that these two were such good pals? He even decided to get down and have a dance with one of the horses, who I have to say looked like the horse was enjoying the show. Yes, from wearing athletes' faces on his t-shirts, he's had a go at fencing, he's run track, and of course he was part of the big announcement that the 2028 Olympics is going to be held in Los Angeles. This man is a whole vibe as well as a legend, and the thought of Snoop Dogg providing the entertainment every single day at the next Olympics, you might just find that more people do actually tune in. And I love the fact that Catherine and William got him involved with their video as well. Now, obviously with members of the royal family who are on holiday in part mostly, it's a bit quieter, and we knew that Harry and Meghan would be getting everything out that they can. They do it every single year. If the royals are having a bit of time out, even for cancer treatment, they see it as, oh, let's do a bit of self-promotion. Now, when the story broke that Harry and Meghan were going to Colombia, they said that they were going in November. But after lots of people said it's ridiculous that Harry and Meghan would be going to Colombia in the middle of the US presidential elections, they won't get any coverage. Well, either someone reported it wrong or Harry and Meghan decided, yeah, they're right, we better get as much coverage as we can. Let's go this week. Yes, Harry and Meghan are flying to Colombia on Thursday, and I'm sorry, this is going to be another PR catastrophe. Obviously, I will be covering everything that happens. I will not be calling it a fake tour or a quasi-royal tour, because they are not working members of the royal family. This is nothing more than a private trip. They were invited by Francia Marquez, who is the vice president, who, according to some reports, has a lot in common with Harry and Meghan with regards to spending taxpayers' cash. Unsurprisingly, the security bill and no doubt everything else is in fact going to be covered by the Colombian taxpayers. Yes, Harry and Meghan, the multi-millionaires, are in fact going to be getting another freebie from another country where taxpayers will be picking up the tab yet again. A Colombian lawyer said, "I'm sure that they mean well. They are obviously being manipulated. Of course, their star power will bring attention to poor people in certain areas." Clearly, he didn't watch any of the Nigeria tour, which was surrounded in some serious controversy. A predominantly conservative country split between Christianity and Muslim, Meghan wore a variety of outfits totally inappropriate, so much so that the First Lady called out American actresses and their nakedness after the 3 days of Meghan flashing everything that she could. They also only attended things that were held in their honour, hosted by the more fortunate part of Nigeria's society, and continuously took freebies. Some of them were even convicted fraudsters. Every event was about promoting themselves. Harry and Meghan did not spend time drawing attention to some of the terrible things happening in Nigeria. The poverty is so great, people are starving. There is an incredible divide between the rich and the poor, and there are awful, awful travesties being committed against women and young girls every single day. Harry and Meghan did not go there as humanitarians, as a force for change, or to highlight, draw attention, shine a light to anything other than themselves. They were there to be fawned over and to be given presents like the greedy grifters that so many people call them. Their entire Nigeria trip was tone deaf in every possible way imaginable. If the vice president somehow thinks that this trip will help draw attention away from their scandal-hit government, Harry and Meghan just make people look harder. The vice president is known for using helicopters like taxis, which she says is for her protection, and has spent millions on a new home rather than live in the official residence, all paid for by the Colombian taxpayers. I think she and Meghan are going to get along like a house on fire. Now, Harry and Meghan are reportedly staying in the presidential suite at a top hotel in Cartagena, that it has its own pool with extensive views and a butler, and will no doubt receive top military protection just like they did in Nigeria. With murders, knife crime, robberies, kidnappings, and of course a famously huge drug trafficking problem, it's clearly obvious that they are going to need a lot of security for their visit. This entire trip is making Harry and Meghan look even more ridiculous, if that's possible, because Harry has put out such a huge fight to get his security back by saying he can never bring his wife and his children to the United Kingdom because it's so dangerous. And here he is taking her to Nigeria, Lagos, and now, of course, Colombia. Now, I've said before, Colombia has got beautiful parts, so does Nigeria, but let's not pretend that these places are safer than the United Kingdom. I joked around to someone the other day and I said perhaps Harry is actually trying to get his wife kidnapped so he can have a bit of a break from her. But let's be real. I think honestly Meghan could just start talking to her kidnappers about how when she was 11 years old she got a soap dish commercial taken down off of the TV, and I guarantee you the drug cartels would be banging down the door of the US embassy saying please just take her back, we made a terrible mistake. In all seriousness, all jokes aside, what I cannot get my head round is Harry is trying to convince a UK judge to restore his taxpayer-funded security. The UK is apparently so dangerous, but there he is taking his wife to some of the most dangerous countries where it actually says on the UK and US government, please don't go to certain areas unless it is absolutely necessary. And this trip is a personal trip. It is not necessary for Harry and Meghan to be going. They are going together as a couple, leaving their children yet again behind and alone with nannies or with Doria or whatever. If anything happens to both of them, that's going to leave those children in a terrible, terrible situation. Harry and Meghan are private citizens. They're not representing any country, the US or the UK government. They are not diplomats. They are not working royals. Harry's only a royal just purely down to DNA at this point. They're not going to these countries to help with trade deals or international relations. This is purely a personal trip, and I think they're absolutely nuts for going. And clearly their staff do as well, because they've just lost another key member of staff. Josh Kettler, their chief of staff, has quit after just 3 months. He went to Nigeria with the couple and decided their employment is just not worth it. As chief of staff, he's meant to help organise all of the other executives, and, well, let's be honest, they can't have many of them left. They've lost so many members of staff, I would say it must be nearly in the 20s, and these are the top executives since Meghan joined the royal family. This has since continued this trend, and I would say they've lost more staff since they left the royals and have been based in America. Just a handful of recent top executives that they've lost. You had Bennett Levine, manager of Archwell Productions, Farah Taylor, head of marketing at Archwell, Ben Browning, head of content at Archwell Productions, Rebecca Sananez, head of audio at Archwell. She was so angry that she did an angry TikTok saying the fact that she put in all the work and her bosses took all the credit. Well, you know who that was, don't you? And then not long after, they also lost Mandana Dayani, who was the president of Archwell. That's just a few, and that is not counting the assistants, the administration staff, the house staff, all of the other people that Harry and Meghan don't do a big announcement, oh, we've taken on this person. This person lasted 3 months. Now, People magazine have naturally said it was a mutual decision after they only took him on a trial basis. Well, why would you be bragging about someone that's only come on the books for a trial basis? It seems like he saw enough and decided, do you know what? I'm leaving before I get tied into any sort of long-term contract. One former staff member who remained anonymous was quoted as saying that the entire time they worked for Harry and Meghan, that they haven't heard a single current or former employee on their staff say that they'd take the job again. They've clearly got nothing nice to say, and a lot of these executives that do leave, especially the ones that leave quickly, they don't even put Archwell on their LinkedIn profile and their CVs. They pretend that they have never worked there. So it goes to show that they did not leave under good terms. It's very clearly obvious that the big problem with their revolving door of staff is not the staff. Harry and Meghan have proven themselves to be horrible bosses time and time again. So with their chief of staff quitting mere days before their Colombia trip, it's obvious that he doesn't want to be associated with what is no doubt going to be another disaster. Either that, or he doesn't want to be connected to whatever it is that they are cooking. Let's be honest, after New York and they set up that paparazzi car chase, who knows what Harry and Meghan will do to try and strengthen their IPP status? Let's just hope that they're not stupid enough to put themselves, their security staff, or in fact members of the public, in any real danger this time. The revolving door of staff seems to be gathering speed as this couple lurch from one PR disaster to the next. And it's always of their own making. It's genuinely surprising that they have any members of staff left. In fact, there is only one continuous employee that I have seen that is on their books that was there before Meghan arrived. And that's their security guard that you see following them around for the last couple of years. He has been with Harry since Harry looks to have been in his very early 20s. The things that man must have seen and also put up with. But the fact that this man is the only one left that has survived the arrival of Meghan Markle into Harry's life makes me think that he must have had some serious Special Forces, SAS, Black Ops training to be able to have put up with her, because there is no one else left standing. Meghan always likes to make herself out to be a force for good, a force for change, and she certainly has been a force for change in Harry's life. Just unfortunately for Harry, that force happens to be in the form of a one-woman wrecking ball. So guys, tell me what you think about this upcoming Colombia tour. Do you think it's going to be a disaster? Do you think that there might be a setup incident? Let's genuinely hope that nothing serious happens to the couple, because as much as I dislike them, I genuinely wouldn't wish harm on them. But these two are an absolute nightmare to work for. It's very clear that they're horrible bosses. It's clear that they do not listen to anyone or take advice. But what is also clear with them doing these ridiculous international tours, trying to pretend that they are somehow representing anyone other than themselves, it's just the perfect example of South Park's worldwide privacy tour, and it looks like that they are not stopping anytime soon. So guys, that's it for me on this video. I will be back with you very soon, because we've got to talk about a non-starter where it looks like it's going to flop before it's even sold its first jar of jam. So guys, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.